Hello Pisces, welcome to Rooted Souls Tarot. I'm Lisa, this is your weekly tarot reading. So we're actually going to start with some oracle cards. We've got these Mayatol, the illustrated herbiary oracle cards. I'm going to find you two cards and we're going to dive a little bit deeper with the tarot. So Pisces, what do you need to know this week? What's going on with you this week? Okay. Right, we have two cards. Be yourself and Heart's Home. Be yourself, the daisy. Heart's Home, it's all about connection, hawthorn. And so I think for you, it's all about figuring out what you want from your home, what you want from your home space. Homes can bring us different things, can't they? They can bring us lots of different things. They can bring us stability, they can bring us joy, they can bring us happiness, they can bring us safety. And I actually think that you where you are right now, the place that you're calling home isn't quite ticking the boxes for you, and maybe isn't covering all of those things. And I think it's maybe something that you're quite aware of, and it's something that's maybe causing you, some sort of friction, some sort of unsettled energy, some kind of not quite feeling it energy. And you know what? Things aren't always perfect, are they? In life, nothing's ever perfect. Nothing's ever, exactly as we would like it to be. But I think there's something a little bit more than that for you. And I think maybe this is the week where things are starting to shift for you. Maybe you're heading in a different direction when it comes to home and what, the things that you get from it. Be yourself. I think you've not got to compromise. I think what you want from your home space is actually is so that you can be yourself, so that you can have a sense of peace, so that you can just, things are easy. And at the moment, I don't think things are easy. So let's have a little bit of a look at what's going on with the tarot, and we'll see if we can get any more information or any more messages or clarity from the tarot. Okay, Pisces. What does Pisces need to know about this week? What's happening with Pisces? The High Priestess, the Chariot, the Emperor, the Four of Wands, and the Hanged Man. The High Priestess is obviously about intuition. It's about connecting with your intuition. It's also about maybe, being extra intuitive this week. And it may be a little bit of extra sensitivity as well. Let's have a few cards to go with this. Got the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Wands. So the Ten of Pentacles obviously is about having everything that you need. It's about having everything materially that you need to do whatever it is that you want to do this week. King of Wands is about moving forwards. So I think for some of you, if you're not feeling it already, if you're not feeling the wealth of abundance of whatever it is you need right now, I think it's a possibility that might be coming your way this week. Maybe the stars aligning to make sure that you have exactly what you need to do, the jobs that you've got to do, the projects that you've got to do this week, or literally, things turning up so that you can get done what you've got to, what you've got on your mind, what you're working on at the moment. Sorry, I just keep looking at this High Priestess. I don't think she's everything that she usually is. I think there's something a little bit deeper with this High Priestess. And I think this is you. I think there is something going on with you, within you, much deeper than you actually realise. I think there's something. We've been talking about obviously home and stuff, and I think there's something that you're not quite feeling is right for you this week or just generally. But I think it's got deeper roots. I think it's got much deeper roots, and I think you know this, and I think maybe you're trying to figure this out actually, and maybe this week is the week where maybe you might find a little bit of clarity about it. Yeah, I feel like this feeling of not quite having everything you need within your home space, and it's just not sitting well with you, and you don't feel like, you know, this is, you can be yourself even. Obviously, I'm looking down to this card, the Daisy card. I think this has got much deeper roots than just as it seems on the surface. You know, maybe you've got, you know, there's just some chaos and you've not got any peace for you, or you've got a lot of stuff in there. Whatever it is that's just not making you feel quite at home, there's a deeper roots to it, and it runs much deeper, it's very emotional, I think. And I think this week is the week where you're going to start figuring some stuff out, and maybe a little bit of healing's going to come from that. But like I say, I think what you need is coming towards you this week. You're going to have everything materially that you need to move yourself forward. King of Wands is about moving forwards in a fiery, passionate kind of way. It's about not being afraid to move forwards. And I think you're being able to move forwards because I think there's some things that you're actually realising and maybe releasing, a little bit of healing going on with you. So we've got the Chariot card as our next card. It's upside down. It's forward momentum. It's about moving forwards. So there's definitely some sort of shift coming for you this week, whether you want it or not. It sounds quite ominous that it's coming for you. Yeah, I think there's some shifting forwards, some movement forwards, moving towards where you need to be. And I'm thinking maybe this little bit of a release has, you know, is doing it for you. This healing moment, this aha moment, I feel like it's going to be like. And it's going to help you to shift yourself forwards in the way that you need to. So we've got the Chariot, yeah. We've got the six of Swords there. And we've got the Seven of Swords. I'm going to have one more, 10 of Cups. Okay, so the Six of Swords is all about moving into calmer waters. It's about moving into a more peaceful place. Things feeling less stressful. You've got less on your mind. A little bit more serenity in your life, a little bit more calm mentally, although things are moving forwards for you. And we've got this Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is about having a plan, having a strategy. And I feel like the wheel's in motion, things are starting to shift forward and everything's starting to slot into place for you. But you need a strategy. You can't sort of blunder ahead without a plan. I feel like there's a need for a strategy, for a plan, so that you can get what you need to get done in the most efficient way. We've got the 10 of Cups there. 10 of Cups is about joy, it's about happiness, it's about stability at home. So I think this movement forward is bringing you to this place, and I think this is the place that you haven't got at the moment. Despite the fact that on the outside you might have everything you need, you are just not feeling this. And I think things are in place, things are moving forwards, and you're moving towards this place of peace, a place of happiness, contentment, a place that you can just call home, your sanctuary. Okay, so the Emperor. You're taking control, you're leading the way this week. I think maybe you've been feeling out of control, which is why you haven't felt this, you know, this heart's home, your heart at home, not felt the things that you should do in your home. And I think you're taking back control of that situation and you're shaking things up a bit. We've got Temperance. Temperance is about patience. I think you've had a lot of patience when it comes to this situation. patience is all about balance as well. So I think you're moving forwards, and I think you're trying to move forwards in a really balanced way. Trying not to get too overwhelmed, not trying to do everything at once and just, rushing everything. I think you're just trying to move forwards in a really steady kind of way, in a really balanced kind of way. Two of Wands. Looking forward to the future, looking out to what's next, but in a really conscious kind of way. And I think this is you being conscious about how you're moving forward, making good choices, moving towards the things that you want in a really balanced kind of way, not rushing, being patient and just plodding on. I feel like it's a little bit like the tortoise in The Hare and the Tortoise, where he's just keep plodding away, keep doing what you've got to be doing, being in charge, knowing what's going on, knowing where you're going, and just moving towards your goal. So we've got the Four of Wands there. Four of Wands is about building strong foundations for the future. It's about creating future happiness for yourself. And I think that's the mission you're on this week. I think this has been being highlighted this week, and the catalyst for it, I think, is here at the start of the week. This deep release, this realization of the roots to why you are not feeling safe and secure, happy, contented within your home. I think this release moment, and then having everything that you need to move yourself forwards is really setting you off this week. We've got the Six of Wands. Again, that's another one. These are all doing cards. They're all about moving forwards. And the Six of Wands, it's about victory. It's the victory card. You're winning this week. Things are going your way. We've got the Five of Cups as our next card, which is a card of feeling a little bit of loss. And actually, despite the fact that you're trying to move forward, despite the fact you're trying to build strong foundations, there's just maybe an underlying, because it is at the bottom, I don't think it's a major thing, but I think there's an underlying sense of loss, and maybe a little bit of focusing on the negative rather than the positive this week. Have another card with that. Yeah, I think there's the Five of Pentacles. A worry about money, I think, is what's keeping you in this lower energy place, where you're focusing on the negative rather than the positive. So I think if you you can try and shake yourself out of that, and maybe come up with solutions and different options, that are going to free you up, basically, and find solutions to that fear of lack that you have. Perceived lack, it is perceived lack, and I think it is a fear of. And I think, going back to the Temperance card, Temperance is obviously about patience, but it's also about seeing things as it really is, being grounded in reality. So maybe you actually have to look at things from a wider perspective and actually realise the things that you have got. Those Two of Cups still standing. What have you still got? And can you use that to help you move forward in a more productive, in a better way? Just because the way that you've done things all of the time, and those Three Cups that have gone over, the things that you've lost, maybe that's what you've always done, and maybe that's just not working. And you need to shift your perspective over to the Two Standing Cups, because they may be filled with new things, but they may be filled with things that are actually going to be useful, that are going to be positive, that are going to work for you, and keep you out of that place of lack. As I'm saying that, actually, I'm just looking up here. We've got the Hanged Man. Change of perspective, looking at things and coming at things from a whole different way, from a different perspective. So I think moving forwards, I think it's going to be very important for you to shift your perspective, particularly before the end of this week. Got the Nine of Cups there, moving towards the things that you want in life, and it's all with that shift in perspective. Using the things that maybe you've not thought of using before to help yourself move forwards. Those Two Full Cups, what's in them? Is there something really useful in them that you can use to get you where you need to be? Maybe something that you've overlooked. I think they probably are. Eight of Wands, swift movement, quick movement forwards. Yeah, things happening really quickly. Things really just, you've got two major cards of forward movement here this week. The Eight of Wands and the Chariot, they're both cards of really moving forwards. So I think shifting your perspective and looking at the things that you've got in a different way is going to open up movement. The Magician, you have got all the tools that you need to do the job in hand. You've got everything that you need right now, and I think you're just going to continue manifesting all the things that you need because you've got that special magic. You are the Magician this week. I think this week is going to be, I'm going to throw it out there, it's going to be a massive pivotal week for you. It's the week when things start coming together. It's a transformational week, and it's the week when things really start changing for the better for you, Pisces. Obviously, it's the tarot, it's not law. You've got to participate a little bit as well. But I think if you can dig deep and find that emotion that you need to release, I think if you try and look at things from a different perspective, look at what you've got in a different way, and things are just really going to fly forwards for you. So I'm going to leave it at that. I hope that's been helpful. Please let me know in the comments if this resonates with you, if it fits with what's going on with you this week. In the meantime, look after yourself, stay open, stay rooted, stay magical. Again, you have the Magician, you are truly, and the High Priestess, you're very magical this week, Pisces. And I'll catch up again with you very, very soon.